If you are planning on taking your family on a summer vacation, local health experts have a warning. Doctors with the University of Kansas Health System urge you to be careful, especially if you have children or other family members who are unvaccinated. They're concerned about the new Delta variant starting to spread here in the U.S.
Because we still have a fairly substantial number of people in the United States who are not yet vaccinated, including young children. And children do get sicker with the Delta variant than they did with the original viral strain. And in addition, as people travel and move about the country, the risk of spreading it from one population to another could potentially increase.
Doctors say anyone who isn't fully vaccinated should wear a mask and continue to socially distance to protect themselves and others from that virus. Well, the White House announces a new generation of treatments for COVID-19.
But KMBC9's Bree Jackson reports doctors are warning some people may be at high risk of catching the virus.
Kelly Haley, doctors say two factors are driving their concerns: a slowdown in vaccinations and the faster spreading Delta variant. States are reopening across the country as average COVID cases and deaths drop to some of their lowest levels of the pandemic.
These numbers make it clear getting vaccinated gets us back to normal.
But the race to normalcy still faces hurdles. Cases of the Delta variant are increasing, and doctors warn of possible outbreaks in areas where vaccine hesitancy remains.
The low vaccination rates in some communities is an even bigger concern now that we face the threat of a new, more dangerous variant.
The concern comes as the Biden administration unveils plans to invest $3 billion in the next generation of COVID treatments.
Antivirals can and are an important complement to existing vaccines, especially for individuals with certain conditions that might put them at a greater risk.
Health officials say the program would accelerate efforts to develop and manufacture medicines that could be used to combat COVID, as well as other dangerous viruses.
It also adds a line of defense against other unexpected emerging things like variants of concern.
But doctors emphasize the best protection now is the vaccine, and they're racing to reach President Biden's goal of having 70% of adults with at least one shot by July 4th.
You have to get vaccinated in order to be protected against COVID-19, the Delta variant, and any other variants that might come down the road.
In Washington, I'm Bree Jackson, KMBC 9.